It's a frankly fabulous video diary. Check it out, check it out. Fabulous, fabulous. Frankly fabulous video. Welcome, everybody. It's frankly fabulous time. It's the frankly fabulous video diary. Memorial Day weekend, 2021. I heard somebody on Twitter say it's appropriate. It's autumnal this Memorial Day weekend. It's like 50 degrees. It literally does feel like October or November. It's wet. It's just kind of cold, clammy. It's a nor'easter type of day. And the whole weekend's been like that. You know, the weather's been pretty nice. It's been hot. And it's just all over the place. There's nice days, then there's really hot days, and now this. So, I don't know if I've ever been in New York and experienced weather this cold this late in the season. It's kind of weird. But, Peter Shane Smith, he's a performance artist, kind of downtown. They said it's appropriate that it's a rainy Memorial Day weekend because, you know, of all the mourning that needs to be done, because of all the genocides and the genocide, and they had, you know, it wasn't meant to be, their tone wasn't like sanctimonious and like downer. They were kind of like spicy and like, hey, we gotta, you know, they were kind of being truth-telling strength about it. You know, hard-hitting. I thought it was accurate. I mean, part of what I want to talk about is how the effects of the pandemic are only just now beginning. I feel like we've been in shock, quite frankly, up until now. I mean, who knows if it'll even begin to wear off. I mean, everything that's happening here is leading us to believe the pandemic is over. We're just going to move on. People have been vaccinated, and we can go to bars again. We can do readings. We can gather in person, indoors, without masks. You know, people are booking tours. People are playing shows indoors, not even outdoors. Just reopening, returning to normal. They want us to get jobs again immediately. Kicking us, you know, in the ass, and let's jumpstart this economy. Let's kickstart this fucker. Everybody's up in planes again. Everybody's traveling. I'm not so sure. We'll see. I saw a map of the world today that was like, you know, the percentage of vaccinations throughout by country. The United States was blue, which meant that a high percentage, and then literally the entire rest of the world was red. Because there's, you know, I don't know why. That's kind of curious to me how the vaccination has been so successful here and not, like Europe, for instance. How is our vaccination campaign better than theirs? I find that kind of interesting. And then I don't even know what it's, I mean, obviously in India, it's a huge crisis, even though they make our vaccines there. How fucked up is that? That tells you everything, you know, fucked up about our global economy. They make our vaccines. They send them here, and their, you know, country is it was the worst up until, I mean, it may still be horrible. I heard Nepal is really bad right now. You know, that part of the world. So, you know, we're all one in this. Even though we have these borders and this, you know, sense of isolation, or our country is beating it or something, whatever happens there, if there's a new mutation, if there's a new strain that maybe the vaccine isn't as effective against, it will come here, you know? So it's nice to have a little bit of a period where, like, we can return to normal and do things. And I've been meeting with people. I had a, a date on Friday night that I was very excited about in a bar. We went because it was raining. It was 50 degrees outside. We were sitting in this freaking tent outside, and it's pouring, and it's cold and windy, and they're playing fucking. I mean, when I first got there, I knew it was going to be a good night. I knew it was going to be a good sign because as I'm rolling up to Johnny's Bar in Greenwich Ave and their iconic sign, it's awesome. I love this place. It's like the last real place on this side of town. South of 14th Street, maybe. As I roll up, the song they're playing, Jamie's Crying, Van Halen. Whoa, 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 Jamie's crying. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's going to be a good night. Roth is here. Eddie, I know you were there. I know you were there, man. Looking out for me. Genius musician. The greatest. I know Eddie Van Halen was there in spirit. It was a great sign. I just knew it. I mean, Van Halen has been huge for me during the pandemic, seriously. Like, the whole month of October through the election. It's determined, it's athletic, it's positive, it's uplifting, it's excellent sonically. It's poetic, definitely. The lyrics are great, the attitude's great. It's like, I don't know, it's a masculinity that I think we can celebrate and not be quite as... It's a type of dude. We can reconcile with this. We can figure out, and then they played a bunch of Police songs. We were trying to talk over the Police songs, which was also funny because I saw Sting on the street the other day. And so Sting's not dead, but he was also there in spirit looking over me as a fellow substitute English teacher, bass playing, jazz bow. We're brothers in arms, and we're kindred spirits. So Sting was there. Diamond Dave, EVH, AVH, Alex Van Halen, Michael Anthony, of course. And it was great. I had a blessed evening. It was wonderful. I had a great time. How did I get on that? I was talking about the pandemic, right? Because we were indoors. I mean, we were outside for a little while because there was nowhere in the bar to... I mean, I don't know why I keep picking that place. Literally, I think... I don't know why. I think every hinge date I've been on has been Johnny's Bar. I know what to expect there, and I like it, to be honest. I do like it. It is a little bit of a litmus test. If you're going to come on a date with me and you don't like Johnny's Bar, then we're probably not going to get along. Like, if there's a lot of expensive place, like we go to Amphora, a glass of wine is $13. Johnny's Bar, I got, you get 2 Rolling Rocks for $10. That's about as good a deal as you're going to find, especially in Manhattan. I'm still hungover. I don't know what happened. I had 3.5 Rolling Rocks, and I'm still fucked up. It's Sunday at 5 p.m. I didn't really eat beforehand. I haven't really been eating that well this weekend. I've been snacking on Trader Joe's as I have been doing recently. I feel like it's better to eat than to not have food. I kind of need carbs to kind of keep up energy and and then I can get more substantial meals as I'm out. I can eat at, I eat at this wonderful deli over here with the Indian food, or burrito place, burrito bowl, what have you, from a truck. Been going to the burrito truck on 7th Ave South a lot. They're awesome. Highly recommended. 5 stars. Cheap. Oh my God. My friend scheduled a fucking reading at KGB Bar. Jesus Christ. She's in town from L.A. She said she reached out to them and fucking was able to schedule a reading. So maybe I'll do her fucking reading there. Shit. That's awesome. Of course I want to read. I know people that would probably read there. Wow. Awesome. This is blessed news. Huzzah! Cool. Sweet. Well, see, that's what you get for being proactive. My ass is like way behind. See, this is what I'm saying. It's like we're going back from everything's on Zoom to like now all of a sudden bands are booking shit, bands are playing, you know, like nobody. I mean, she asked me, so sweet. That's awesome. Thank you, Hannah. Nobody ever asked me. It's a fucking shame. I just don't even believe it. I'm one of the biggest acts. I'm one of the biggest names in show business. Frankly fabulous. I can't get a fucking gig. It's because I've been canceled. No, I haven't. So yeah, it's a little, just the psychological roller coaster we're on as far as just the different, you know, social dynamics. I mean, I'm telling myself it's not really that big of a deal that, I don't know, a year, it didn't really seem that long, or like, I don't know, it's not really surreal to me to be at an event. You know, we all saw people, all not like met necessarily in person. But like, just because I wasn't at a rooftop, I mean, it's a little interesting to be in a crowded place indoors with people. Maybe it's not the greatest idea, but I didn't really feel like, oh my God, like my reality is like being shattered because what the fuck? I mean, maybe there is some kind of unconscious psychological effects. Like I am really drained, you know, like doing things in person does kind of, getting around the city and just going back to sort of normal speed like that. Like I said, they just switched it on almost. It's only natural that there would be kind of like, oh my God, I'm tired. And the weather like has been kind of also, I don't know. It's like, I think we can get accustomed and put ourselves through such traumatic, like exhaustive lifestyles. Like for instance, like working in a restaurant, that you just block it out. You just psychologically, you just block the pain out. I know when I was working in a restaurant, blocking the pain out and drinking. I mean, drinking, good God, I can't believe that drinking is like more accepted than smoking weed. That is really corrupt because drinking is horrible. I hate drinking. I mean, I don't necessarily hate the way it makes me feel. There's certain things that are nice about it, but like, good God, you always get sick. I mean, I didn't throw up or anything, but like, my stomach doesn't feel great. My head hurts. I'm tired. I woke up at 6 a.m. both of the last 2 days because of drinking. It's like, what? That sucks. People do this regularly? Like, how? This is normal? Your average adult, like, gets fucking drunk, like, once or twice a week? Weed is no problem. You wake up the next day, you feel great. You bounce right back. There is no hangover, really. You feel better the next day. It's certainly not like, oh, God, like, I might throw up. The room is spinning. I can't drink water because it's going to make me more fucking have a headache. I just can't believe this is like the normal lifestyle in our society is just like binge drinking. It's really not healthy. Like, it should be switched because there's a stigma against weed. This is a problem I have with dating, honestly, is like every girl drinks almost. And none of them are going to meet up with you and smoke weed on a first date. Like, zero. At least not in New York City that I've met. Really. Maybe after, like, a second date, or if they get comfortable with you, they might smoke with you. But, like, they'll drink. It's just, that makes no sense to me. How is that better? You know, like, maybe you're gonna lose control of your inhibition probably. I don't know. Weed might put you in a more like neurotic place, I guess. Maybe you don't want it that. How the fuck did I start talking about that? There was something I was talking about. Shit. Anyway, the sense of time over the last year has been it's starting to become like more of a mind fuck. Man, there was a whole thing I was going to talk about. I started talking about drinking and how it's bad because I did want to make a point of how drinking is like. It's just unbelievable to me. Our whole society is just beer advertising and just like bars. And it's grotesque. It's nauseating. It's bad for you. It can help things, but I don't know. To me, like, weed can... If everybody was smoking weed, it could help, too. Rather than there being a stigma against it. See, I'm trying to talk my way back into what I was talking about so I can remember. But I'm blanking. Oh well. So yeah, like I was listening to like the wavetable recordings the other day because I sent them to somebody who's like an electronic musician who I was talking to on and so I don't know, I was just kind of like revisiting them and checking them out just to kind of see, I haven't listened to them probably 6 months or something, so I thought, okay, let me check this out again and kind of see what I think about it now. And it was just such a mind fuck because I'm looking at, Bandcamp or whatever, and it's like posted 4 years ago or posted 3 years ago, these albums. And it's like, it felt like it was a year longer. You know what I mean? Because of this sort of lost year of 2020. It's like 2018, 2019. 2019, that only feels like last year. 2018 is like 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. It's like, no, there was a whole fucking year there where literally nothing happened, more or less. Everything that happened was virtual. There was no real... I do think there's something about tangible in-person events and that kind of indicates progress more, or indicates, I don't know, the actual passage of time. I think with screens there's a hypnosis and like it does kind of just like melt time and I mean, I know that's the year didn't I heard somebody describe it as like it simultaneously felt like the longest year ever and the shortest year ever, which I understand that. Like, to me, it was kind of like a sustained note and a sustained meditation and just trying to be like centered and still and like solitary and take a break, honestly, from the stimulation. It was a fast, let's say. It was a fast. It was a social fast. It was a, going, doing, flying, consumption, driving, burning gasoline, seeing people, sex, definitely. It was a fast, but it wasn't fast and it was slow, but it was a fast. I mean, eating in restaurants. I guess like the frills, the trimmings, the kind of like, I don't know, the service economy, ritual group. Well, there was group ritual, but like not gathering. You know, it was a human contact fast, a human just like presence. It was telepathic. You know, it was all the internet. It was all kind of subconscious. We had to get rid of Trump. That's why the disease came, to save the world, to get rid of Trump. I mean, in that sense, you know, I mean, not that, like, the toll is high. That's what Memorial Day is all about. I mean, what's the toll at now? I'm not even sure. Is it crossed 700,000 people? It's 600 and something thousand people, which is as much as the Spanish flu. So this is like a serious Memorial Day weekend, definitely. It's a mournful. But that hasn't really even set in, I don't think. I mean, I'm sure for some people it has. You know, for some people the consequences are very freaking real. And it's not over. You know, it's like 11,000 people, I think. Was that new cases? Yeah, 11,000 new cases, 12,000 new cases. Which is the lowest I think it's been since the start of the pandemic, but it's not nothing. And I don't know. I'm trying to enjoy myself and take calculated risks. Most people in New York are vaccinated. I think it's like 70%. It's over 70% or something, which is almost like a herd immunity. At the bar, they had the window open. The door was wide open. I mean, even though there was a lot of people in a small space talking, maskless, not socially distant, I didn't really feel... That was maybe the most high-risk thing I've done yet, I suppose. But we weren't there that long. You know, a couple hours maybe. Or we were only inside for, an hour and a half, a couple hours maybe. Tops, if that. You know, we were outside till 9 or 9:30. And we were done by 10:30 or 11. Not even, you know. So, like, I mean, for me, there was a little bit of an intentionality in just, like, melting the time. You know, it was like we were all being held in this fucking stasis. And, you know, I mean, especially with Trump, like, the most important thing was to get rid of him. And we were in the pandemic for, 8 months before there was even any clarity about if that would happen. So that was a very frightening time. And to be able to just get through it as comfortably and as peacefully and safely as possible was the whole fucking thing. And there wasn't a whole lot I could do personally. You know, it didn't feel like we could travel. So all my shit's in storage in New York City. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. It didn't really feel like it would be that. What was I couldn't come. I wasn't going to spend money, come and get it. There would have been no point. So it's just like I was just trapped. I didn't have my cameras. I could have been doing this last summer. You know. But I didn't want to see anybody anyway. It was dangerous. You know, it wasn't just like we had a year residency to fucking work on our shit. It was like there was an active threat. We didn't know what the fuck was going on. The fact that Trump was the president made it critical that we all take responsibility for our own safety and well-being, especially where I was in red state insanity, where people are aggressive and stupid as fuck, and it's getting worse and worse. You know, they're getting dumber and dumber and more aggressive, and, like, our society is still falling apart. I think that's what we're seeing. I mean, I do think to some extent, like, it hasn't even, like, to me, the idea that Trump's gone, it's like, it only, like, now and then, like, comes to you, like, oh my God. He was just such an active threat. And it was like being in a headlock for 4 years. It was like somebody had a knife to your throat for 4 fucking years. You know, maybe that's an exaggeration, but like, we're still just like, oh my God, you know? And after all of that, like, it wasn't just the pandemic. It wasn't just the year of that. It was 4 years of Trump. Like, it was 4 years of just like, of terror. You know, fear. And it was apocalyptic, certainly. I thought there was no way we were going to get out of it without the end of the world happening. The showdown, the angels and demons showdown. I thought definitely Trump is the Antichrist. Absolutely. There's no way we're getting out of this. It's my job to be like a holy light warrior and just like panic scream my truth as forcefully as I possibly can and subvert my own privilege and fight white supremacy, fight it all. You know, this thing that was sort of insidiously amongst us the whole time. And so that was the final stretch, was the pandemic. Thank God we got rid of the motherfucker. Holy shit, we are so lucky. Although now everybody wants a war with China. I mean, I was watching, there's a fucking channel on the, because I got, you know, this whole, it's like antenna television. There's like all these channels that are free if you don't have cable, which I don't. My mom was watching them. And they're kind of for rural, you know, people that don't get cable. They're watching these fucking channels. And there's like a Western channel. A lot of boomers watch these channels because it reminds you kind of TV the old-fashioned way. It's like fucking Bonanza or Gunsmoke is on any time of day. Gilligan's Island was on. And then there's like knockoff Guy Fieri food shows. And of course news shit. And I think the One America Network is on it. You know, this Bannon television and all of that shit. And just infomercials. The most horrible infomercials trying to rip off people's Social Security. You know, rip off 85-year-olds and shit who are just watching TV in the nursing home or wherever. And there's a station on here that's like all about China. Like the whole fucking station is about like American-China kind of relations and news. And the whole story is about John Cena, how John Cena he actually speaks Chinese, I guess, which is crazy. I mean, John Cena is definitely CIA. He's definitely some kind of psyop, I'm sure, because he's so lame. He sucks, man. He's always been fucking lame. Like, I kind of like him now, actually, but when he was a wrestler, he just sucked. He was not on a level with Hogan or Austin or The Rock at all. Like, they want to push like he was like some kind of old-timer, and like, come on, he's whatever. But he speaks Chinese, so what the hell do I know? John Cena might be awesome as hell. He's kind of cool. I don't know. I kind of like him as a fucking Gen Z icon, maybe. He's for kids that were younger than me. And is he in Fast and Furious? I saw a poster with John Cena. I'm like, what the fuck? They got The Rock and John Cena in this fucking movie? Like, you can't have two wrestlers in one goddamn... I guess that's the world we live in. Wrestlers are taken seriously as actors. In fact, The Rock is the number one star in the world, and he'll probably be president. He's probably the real Antichrist, I guess. He could be the super Trump if he wanted to be. Although I'm sure that he's not. His policies probably are not going to be as... when The Rock is emperor god or whatever. When he assumes, the emperor god throne. He'll probably be cool about it. He'll probably be benevolent, futurist. So this whole fucking thing was about John Cena, how he apologized to China. He speaks Chinese, I guess. He's fluent in Chinese. I'd like to know more about that. For acknowledging Taiwan as a country. And so the whole story was about how this is a bigger issue. It's actually really about, are we going to let China push us around just so we can sell things to their market. It's $1 trillion market. That's why the celebrities are kowtowing to the government there, apologizing to the Chinese government. Because, and so, the tone and the implication of the piece is sort of like, wait a minute, they have state-run media and are, LeBron kowtows to like the Chinese because they want to be able to sell their shit there. And so they have to play ball with this government that is, they want to portray it like it's some kind of communist, super surveillance, and I don't know that much about the situation over there. A little bit. And like, of course, I'm not, are they worse than us? Like, 25% of the world's prisoners are in the United States. Like, I mean, I know that China does fucked up shit, definitely, and they're maybe unique about it. But, like, to me, the purpose of this whole fucking channel and a lot of, like, the kind of rural mentality right now is kind of trying to gear up. Like, there's all this conversation in the news now, and even Biden, they want some kind of inquiry into the lab. Where did this virus come from? Was it Wuhan? Was it a Chinese engineered virus? Biden wants a fucking committee about this. So that's all I heard when I was in Ohio about cheap Chinese crap. China, all the jobs went to China. They make all this cheap junk in China. It's like, Mom, your fucking TV's from China. Like, it's a surveillance TV. They're taking all the information. That's why they have it. I don't know. Like, you're so afraid of the surveillance state or whatever. And yet of course the TV's on sale because they want it in your living room. Because they want to know what you're watching. And all these weird apps and shit on all these weird channels. Tubi. There's all these weird fucking channels on here. And it's like, in my day it was channel 4, 6, 8, 10, 28, 34, 53. That was it. Those were literally all the fucking channels. Unless you got cable, which we didn't have until I was like 8 or 9. I didn't know what it was. When I found out what it was, I thought it was the greatest thing ever. That was pre-internet. Pre-internet cable was like the shit. MTV, VH1, Nickelodeon, Comedy Channel. But this fucking thing is like channel 33.1, 0.2, 0.3. And there are all these fucking... Here, let me just show you. New Jersey News, and it's all infomercials. Jersey Matters with Larry Mente. Okay, so this is local. This is cool. New Jersey has the highest COVID-19 death rate in the country. Jesus Christ. New York is second. Wow. Young America Foundation. See, this is probably some kind of right-wing political propaganda. I'm not sure what it is, but I think this is iHeartRadio or something. There's like country. There's this really dope-ass country. I hope I don't get copyright bit by these motherfuckers. Retro. See, that's commercial. Mystery. This is some kind of fucking CGI shit. CSI. That's the other thing I want to talk about. There's Tool Time. Fuck. Where's the... Maybe the anti-China channel went off, and now it's this fucking anti-Islam channel. But this is like what people over, 60 are watching in middle America, pretty much. I don't know. They like it better. They think cable's like a ripoff, or if you can't afford it, if you're poor, you got the antenna, and so they just put all this fucking, Family Feud is on these fucking channels, Steve Harvey. Daytime television. It's all just like poison. So anyway, that's the other thing is what's with all of these fucking autopsy shows? How many fucking like forensic investigation goddamn shows? Like what the fuck is wrong with people? This is just the way they found to like slip gore on network television. It's horrific. Maybe it's nothing new. I guess people have always been into sordid tales. And I don't know, maybe just dismemberment is a part of life. Killing animals, dismembering animals, eating meat. Maybe this is just innate to us as humans. So maybe watching things get dissected and having a fascination with, muscle and tendon and blood and bone and cartilage and grisly. Maybe this is just natural. Maybe I am trying to deny. But, good God, I mean, the top shows on TV, CSI, NCIS, how many of these fucking shows are there? And then it's all the serial killer podcasts. I saw somebody tweet the other day, sometimes I worry that a serial killer hasn't got me because I'm just not good enough. Like, what is it with women's fascination with fucking serial killers? Like, it's just like, on the one hand, it's like, they are just like, so, like, oh God, cautious about everything because they don't want to get killed by a serial killer. And yet they also have this, like, they're, like, completely enamored. There's all the fucking Zac Efron's playing John Wayne or Ted Bundy and shit. Ted Bundy's kind of hot. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you listen to serial killer podcasts? Why do you watch all these making a murder shows? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, fixate on something. I think murder is attractive. And I don't know. Maybe it's natural. Maybe killing things and killing a lot of things is just like, that does make you more of a man. Like if you're a fucking alpha male in some kind of fucking wolf pack or whatever, some kind of like you're probably just a vicious, I killed 39 fucking mastodons today or whatever. I don't know. Now they're serial killers. I don't know. It's sick. I'm constantly perplexed by the things that women are fascinated by and spend a lot of time thinking about. Oh, maybe I'm not good enough for a serial killer to kill me. You know how many people get killed by fucking serial killers in this country, percentage-wise? I'm sure it's probably way less than coronavirus. It's probably way less than, it's probably 0.0000, it's almost no one. The likelihood that you're going to get killed by a serial killer, considering the fact that this, like, dictates how we live our lives. We live in this, like, completely suspicious, like, don't talk to strangers security state where you just got to be, you're a creep, you're a fucking serial killer. I'm not going to talk to you. I don't need to interact with you. You're not worth acknowledging. Like, come on. I don't think there's that many fucking serial killers out there. Maybe I'm way off on this, but Donald Trump was definitely one of them. And people loved him. So the newest thing is what? This fucking they shut down the impeachment, or the not even the impeachment. I mean, we did have two of those. He got impeached twice. How awesome is that? And then they shut down the inquiry into the January 6th insurrection. 34 or something Republicans shut it down. Fucking 54 people voted for it. And just because 34 Republicans voted against it, they're not going to do it. I think that's what it was. Maybe I'm getting the numbers wrong, but they're not going to do it. That is the story of this country in a fucking nutshell, as far as, like, why our government is fucked up and why the world is going to end, is because a small minority of dumb, redneck white people who are brainwashed and spoiled and kowtowed to and manipulated They're flattered and they don't see their own privilege. And so they buy all this bullshit. They buy the Jesus bullshit. They buy the military bullshit. They eat the bad food. They smoke cigarettes. They do dip. They drive pickup trucks. They hunt. They have guns. There's it's like the Senate, right? It's like North Dakota and South Dakota, and all these fucking states have 2 senators, and yet California gets 2 senators, New York gets 2 senators, and so huge. Trump lost the popular vote twice. Bush lost the popular vote, and yet we were still governed by that minority of people who are extremely manipulated. And we've heard their fucking sob story a million goddamn times about how their jobs went away. The manufacturing jobs went away. The farming went away. It's like we fucking heard it, for Christ's sake. Everybody got fucked over because our country is a big tax haven, essentially. That's all it is. That's why it was founded, in fact. Because they didn't want to pay taxes. It's a tax haven for corporations. It always fucking has been. It was founded by corporations. They slaughtered the people who were here because they're genocidal European pieces of shit. Diseased, syphilis-ridden white devil. And I don't know. We got kidnapped. We're held hostage. We have to pay rent. We have to work. You're on you're on that scale somehow if you're not rich as fuck. Or if you're not part of the aristocracy. Then you're just a fucking mule. And that's what it is. It's a tax haven. The corporations don't want to pay. Florida doesn't have income tax. Texas doesn't have income tax. Does Pennsylvania? I know that there's like a few states. I think there's like 6 or 10 of them that don't have goddamn income tax. And that's like a big reason why it attracts the psychotic, highly individuated, I suppose. Maybe even not. They're all kind of the same, actually. They're not really individuated. They're all just like selfish, basically. And super willing to just do bad shit to make money. While the rest of us, try to make an honest living, which is impossible, actually. My mom has found about the best way to do it. To be a paralegal for the state of Ohio, for the Environmental Protection Agency. But she has to work full time. She likes that, But, I mean, if you love that job, then that's great. But if you're an artist, or, if you're trying to do anything else, but she gets to be on this, the good side, getting to people to clean up their messes, and she makes a living, and she loves her job. There's not that many people, I feel, that get to do that. I think working for the state is part of what makes it ethical, actually. They don't get paid as much. There's not as many perks. Their equipment's old. They have a lot of people there that are maybe not like the flashiest, coolest, those people all get corporate jobs where they get paid more. But that's what's good about it, it's for the general welfare. And it fights on behalf of the public and on for the good of the environment. And they want to get rid of those kind of jobs. You know, the Republicans hate those jobs. State, bloated, bureaucratic. You know, they employ tons of people that it's a waste money. You know, they keep track of every fucking cent because they're always trying to cut their budget because, you know, people don't want to pay as much in taxes. They want smaller government. So they're constantly, you know, penny pinching and having to report everything and blah, blah, blah. Because, you know, of course the government, they'll spend $2,000 on a hammer. Everybody knows that. Wasteful. It's like where they waste the fucking money is military bullshit. That's the most unethical you want to talk about fucking tax dollars. Jesus Christ. It's all an illusion. They don't protect us from shit. You know, I saw somebody on Twitter, of course, the old cliche, they fought for our freedom. They gave the ultimate sacrifice. It's like, not anymore. Like, we're beyond this. Nobody needs to fight anymore in this way for our freedom, which is not what I'd call it. Freedom. Do we have freedom in this country? What do you think? Freedom in what sense? Like, to be paranoid of the cops? I mean, up until recently, weed was illegal. They'd put you in jail, and still a lot of people are in jail because of dumbass little weed things. They need to be exonerated. That's not freedom. The pandemic, that wasn't freedom. They made us stay inside and wear masks. I ain't getting the vaccine. That's not freedom. Owning a gun, that's freedom. But you shouldn't be allowed to have an abortion. That's too much freedom. I think it's weird how Trump was sort of, you know, an extension of like vulgarity culture and pushing the envelope as far as like censorship to some extent. He's saying stuff that it got confused with that. You know, even though his success was due to being sort of a controversial, like, you know, good on television because he breaks the rules, you know, during the debate, calling Megyn Kelly this or that, you know. Oh my God, what? It's like Jerry Springer, right? So there was like this confusion where it was just like, oh, they're trying to censor our First Amendment rights by like censoring us on Facebook or like, you know, PC culture, trying to police what you say. That's censorship. They're censoring, you know, right-wing news. They're censoring. And it's like, I don't know. It's just interesting because I think in 50s, 60s counterculture, the left was kind of celebrated for these same things, for pushing the envelope. Lenny Bruce or Howell, you know, bringing obscenity and, or, you know, what was considered obscenity and homosexuality, you know, dealing with that in a frank way, talking about it, being open about it. But specifically when it comes to the First Amendment, I think it's just been a weird time for that issue because people aren't. It's just, I don't know. Should you be able to just say whatever you want? Sticks and stones. we've seen where that can get us now. And I mean, with the internet, of course, trolling and just the attention economy kind of rewards that, you know. People will pay attention to you if you troll them. Sometimes. You can get attention by doing things that are outlandish. Like a lot of these YouTubers, that's their whole career. David Dobrik or Jake Paul, they do it by being antagonistic and bullying, essentially, bullying their friends. You know, like Bam Margera did. Not so much the other Jackass guys. I see that Jackass is kind of back in the... and I love Jackass. The thing that I loved about Jackass, I thought it was very well made just as a show, but it was a camcorder thing, homemade. That's how it started, you know, which in the 90s, you know, it wasn't as easy. Johnny Knoxville, I guess, made a tape of himself getting stunned or, you know, CKY, that was like a tape, kind of underground, you know, like skate videos. There was kind of an economy of that. But it's sort of a teenage demographic in that, I mean, with the CKY videos and the Bam Margera stuff, it was all about antagonistic. It's kind of the same way Tom Green was, where he's like provoking his family to get angry at him. Like, Phil, we're going to go in, you know, fucking Phil's bedroom at 4 a.m. Phil and what's his mom's name? And we're going to play fucking metal super loud. It's like, yeah, that's funny, but it's also like, that one wasn't too bad, but I just don't generally like that kind of humor where Tom Green was kind of more that, where he'd go out in the street and like, just like kind of like piss people off. And it's just like, these people don't deserve this, man. This guy's just like a clerk in a fucking bodega. Like, you're being an asshole. Like, Jackass, on the other hand, which was another MTV show, and they were comparable. Tom Green was on first, and then Jackass came on a few years later after Tom Green was kind of... And then there was Andy Milonakis, who I'm really surprised. I hear people reference Andy Milonakis like a surprising amount, considering that show, I don't remember being that popular, and it wasn't on that long. Like, where the fuck else did Andy Milonakis ever show up? There was the Andy Milonakis show that was on for like a couple years on MTV, and people still talk about this fucking thing. It's like, I don't know. It's just, I didn't remember it being that striking or anything, but MTV is, I don't know, they're the arbiter of cool and fashion and shit and everything that's evil and hateful in our world. And so they've orchestrated a lot of the finance bro, FOMO, YOLO douchebags that have bought New York City. And because, MTV is New York. Carson Daly in Times Square, and it's always capitalized on New York. You know, MTV was sort of a Warhol offspring and kind of a public access offspring, a TV party like Glenn O'Brien and Madonna's in East Village, you know. They would, you know, the VMAs are always at the Met, and they're always doing photo shoots and shit. It's just like... So, of course, all the people who grew up on TRL, which sucked. I mean, MTV was cool in the 80s. TRL, man, people have so much affection for this garbage fucking culture. Like, I saw this girl had this tweet the other day about how she let the guitar player from Limp Bizkit rail her. Just because he dresses that. Wes Borland, you know, he wears, like, those big fucking contacts and, like, paints himself and, like... She's like, yeah, I'd let the guitar player from Limp Bizkit rail me just because he dresses like this. It's like, God. I guess that's just life, man. Like, when I was a kid, I hated Limp Bizkit. Now that I'm 35 years old, I'm like 36. See, there you go. There's another instance of the lost year. Now I'm 36. Let's just all pretend it didn't happen. Let's just start it now. Let's say it's 2020 right now. Turn back the hands of time. Now that I'm 36, I'm like, okay. That was pretty impressive. That guy was able to get his shit together to the point that he's able to, like, put those contacts in and paint himself and shit. I couldn't do that. Like, and it is like an aesthetic choice. That's like, I don't know. People are fucked up to the strange and novel, and that was new at the time. It's horrible, though. I mean, come on. Like, my friend who I met up with on Friday, like, we're both kind of into 60s culture. And it's just like, I don't know. Like, I grew up with my parents' music more so than my own, partially because there was no way to listen to new music, really. But we didn't have cable until later. And by that point, I had already heard, I mean, I like Green Day kind of when they were out, 94. But, like, I was listening to the fucking Blues Brothers CD or, because my dad played fucking, he played with Jim Lynch. They played Mitch Ryder or Chuck Berry. So I heard all that music, Beatles stuff in the 60s, right? So, like, I like that music. Maybe, I don't know. Am I just so indoctrinated in boomer culture that I can't? But to me, the music is better. I hate to say it. The music they made in the fucking 50s and 60s and 70s, and then it kind of tapers off, To me, the 90s are the worst decade of music. Like, are you fucking serious? If I could have, of the last 5 decades of the 20th century, the 90s are definitely the worst by far. Like, nothing good happened as far as I'm concerned. Like, give me any other fucking decade, any day. But there's all this 90s nostalgia now because that's just what people do. People are fond of their youth. And so these big conglomerates like MTV, and they're all in cahoots. They're all having dinner together at super expensive restaurants on expense accounts. I've served their tables. They're all having conversations about it, like planning the the Illuminati alien conspiratorial global mind control media. They shorted out my signal. They shorted out my channeling because they knew I was getting too real, too truthful. They shape public opinion and they shape the culture. And all this affection that people have for, like, I mean, Britney, like, come on. Okay, so yeah, like, it's a cycle. It's like, yeah, if you were a 7-year-old girl when fucking Britney came out, or a 10-year-old, or a 12-year-old, or a 14-year-old, you were probably more of a consumer than I was because I saw that shit on TV. I don't know. I guess there was, like, my mom kind of, like, she always, like, discouraged us from liking anything that was, like, actually kind of cool for some reason. It's like a Catholic thing, I think. Like a Catholic sexual guilt thing, or just, like... So, I watched MTV shit, like... From, like, I would watch TRL from... I couldn't stand it, to be honest. Like, Carson Daly is the biggest fucking tool bag on earth. Like, it was just, like, the worst aspects of middle school, basically. It felt like middle school. That's what all of this culture feels like to me. Just, like, the horror. In fact, most of what I see around me in New York City... or anywhere, really. Anywhere you go that's, like, quote-unquote cool, I feel like I'm in fucking middle school. I feel like I'm uncool. I'm hideously deformed. All these people are cooler than me. They're ruling by, like, this sort of, like, sexual intimidation, like, fashion code that I can't compete in. And it's just changed. It's gone from being, like, Abercrombie. But it's the same. I mean, it's still Britney and shit. It's like, you really think Britney's a communist? Like, maybe she is, but, like, she ain't fucking Che Guevara. Like, I don't know. Now I have way more respect. I mean, like, I misinterpreted the shaving head umbrella thing. In fact, that may have been the coolest thing that happened in our lifetimes, actually. Like, that's kind of iconic. The fact that Britney shaved her head and went after that paparazzi car. Like, Miley Cyrus has never done anything that interesting. Like, Miley's whole career is sort of like a corporate facsimile of that. She gentrified that gesture. Whereas, like, Britney, like, Miley's sort of a post-Gaga appropriator of that action, where it's just like, destroying your public image As so, I mean, with Britney, it was clearly like she wanted out. But come on, she wanted to be famous her whole life. Her and her mom moved to New York. I was reading this fucking thing the other day at Cafe Wah. They did some play there. I forget what it was, some musical. And literally the understudies for the lead, the kid part, were Natalie Portman and Britney Spears when they were like 9 years old or something on McDougal Street. Because Britney Spears, her and her mom like moved to fucking New York City when she was like a child because she wanted to be famous and learn to be a dancer and shit. It's like, Britney, you wanted this. You wanted to be famous. You got it. She was number one of that crop, of that generation. Absolutely, Britney was number one. As far as like, there was a whole crop of imitators. You know, first there was Britney, and to be honest, I do remember the first time I saw Britney Spears on television, and it was like a milestone, or like it was like it was a what's the right word? Like earth shaking. It was like, you know, there's not that many people that have that effect the first time you see him on TV, to be honest. Like, and I remember it, you know, thinking this girl's hot as hell, basically. But like, I don't know, there was just something that was when Hit Me Baby One More Time came out. There was some kind of promo thing for Hit Me Baby One More Time on like some kind of like pay-per-view channel or something. Or like it was way up in like those channels. And it wasn't MTV. It was like some kind of long promo thing of her like in the studio talking about the album and clips from the video and shit. And I was like, you know, I think I was 11 or 12. And it was before anybody else heard about Britney. It was probably a month or two before like that really hit. And so I kind of knew about. But then there was Christina, then there was Jessica Simpson, then there was Mandy Moore, then there was, you know, a whole throng of imitators. These people know that it's just like a biological thing to have this affection, so they can sell us this shit before we know any better. Before we're 10 years old, we'll just watch any fucking thing, you know, and just be like, yeah, I love fucking, you know, Care Bears and Light Bright and My Little Pony and Alf and Muppet Babies. In 80s, I love arcade aesthetic and arcade bars. And I love McDonald's toys. Remember the commercials? Holy shit. It's amazing how commercials can like unearth like these fucking like Freudian like amnesia, trauma, you know, like you'll watch a McDonald's commercial from like 1987 and be like, wow, that was like in there, but I haven't seen that in 30 years. So like, but I remember it. Unbelievable. Like a lot of the aesthetic of our generation, Bush era, the everything is terrible thing. A lot of Tim and Eric is just like 80s kind of regurgitation. MGMT is kind of like that because that was the cycle. Now it's 90s and it's going to like late 90s. It was early 90s. It was Nirvana and Hole, and now it's kind of moving into like late 90s. It's moving into Limp Bizkit. You know, like I said, I've seen Limp Bizkit sort of come up a few times, which is, I hated them. I mean, talk about toxic masculinity. Like, Jesus Christ. This is, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that was the most interesting thing going on in music at that time. I guess that's MTV's job to just like find that. Like Korn, Slipknot, like were those like the most creative dudes? Was that the most creative shit that was going on? There was a lot of talk of rap rock. MTV was really trying to sell that shit for a few years. They brought Aerosmith and Run DMC out, the VMAs. Wow, remember this pioneering rap rock collaboration? To me, it's like, I think rap and rock have been going together for a long time. And in fact, I think rap is way older. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like rap and hip hop are totally pioneering, amazing genre that, you know, kicked off in the 70s in the Bronx. But like, I think the tendency of what rap is and the way that it goes with rock and roll is like, it's a part of it. I mean, like, you know, if you listen to, like, for instance, like those calypso singers who kind of tell like news stories through like rhyming, it's very lyrical. It's very like it's less melodic and more, it's similar, I would say, probably to what the dance hall DJs were doing, that sort of rap or hip-hop kind of evolved out of in the 70s in the Bronx or what have you. DJ Kool Herc. My understanding of it is that sort of was mutated from the importing, you know, Jamaican or Caribbean, you know, dance hall culture and sort of speaking over beats and sort of turning that into a charismatic kind of spiel that rhymes. There's a lot of, you know, Cab Calloway fucking, you know, there's a lot of things in music, I think, that, I mean, I'm not saying that you know, like there's things in Bob Dylan definitely that are like rap, I would say. I guess part of my point is like these divisions and like looking at rap as if it's some kind of like, you know, like what's this thing people say about, oh, I listen to all kinds of music but rap and country. You know, like they're they're different. It's like, you know, like they all share things. You know, country music shares things with rock and roll, which shares things with blues, which shares things with jazz, which shares things with rap, which shares things with, and it's all kind of like connected. It's not like any one of them was kind of like some kind of originating, you know, there's this constant thing with like music critics and magazines where it's just like, this was the invention of rock and roll, this one fucking record, you know, Rocket 88 first, or like Elvis invented rock and roll on this fucking day. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. You know, like this person fucking invented rap music and it's the first, and it's like, or, you know, it's like, it's all like sort of a flow, and they're transmutations of similar, you know, the technologies change the capabilities, which changes the sound, which does shape the, you know, and rap is certainly a distinct and, you know, highly developed genre. But I think to give it like some kind of like it's like alienating it, you know, like rappers are lyricists, they're singers, they're poets, and so are guys with acoustic guitars who sing, and so are, you know, blues singers, and so are jazz piano, you know, like it's all has a lot in common, actually. It's, you know, there's different intricacies, of course, and idiosyncrasies and whatnot, and tropes, and but yeah, MTV was really trying to make rap rock or whatever, and it was all these white bands. It's all Limp Bizkit and fucking, I didn't really see a whole lot of Kid Rock. Were there any black rap rock? I mean, Jay-Z and Linkin Park did a collaboration. Linkin Park had a DJ that was like, whoa, they've got a fucking DJ and like two guys that sing. One guy's rapping and the other guy's like this hook, like, wow, this is fucking groundbreaking. Unbelievable. Maybe it was, I don't know. To me, I just wanted good songs. I didn't really like any of this music, to be honest. I mean, I really didn't like Limp Bizkit. I mean, that's super aggro. We're not going to let that come back in the culture. That kind of angry white guy energy. Like, after Trump, like, how is Fred Durst not, like, just, nobody, dude, of all the white guys we're going to let back in, let's not let Fred Durst back in. Come on. Like, just like everything that guy is emblematic of is like rape culture, like toxically. Absolutely. If you had to name a poster boy, it's the guy in the backward red baseball fitted hat with the, soul patch goatee or whatever, who just looks like a fucking dickhead. So I'm not happy to see that, but this is just the cycles of this. This is how they guarantee profit and how to sell us shit. American Apparel, that was all like 80s. People are only now complaining, oh, Dove Charney's like a sex. It's like, why did you wear it? How did you not? Terry Richardson, everybody, how many hot women were around Terry Richardson? All the hottest women in the entire world trusted Terry Richardson. You couldn't look any more like a fucking sex offender than Terry. That's his whole thing. His whole aesthetic is like, I'm going to look like a complete fucking pervert from the 70s. Like, some kind of really, like, serial killer looking sexual deviant from, like, 1973. Big glasses, big chops, flannel. That's going to be my whole aesthetic. And all of the most beautiful women in the world are going to trust me. I'm going to travel around the world taking their picture in intimate situations. I'm going to have hot girlfriends. And yet, like, I'm totally affecting... I don't know. Did they like the fact that it's like the emblem of what they're afraid of or what they're not supposed to be attracted to? Like, wow, that guy looks like a total fucking psychotic pervert. Like, wow, how hot. That was the aesthetic, and it's still kind of there. The hipster thing in the late 2000s was like, how do you dress like a serial killer? You get a molester mustache and those kind of contractor glasses or whatever those are. So hot. You're so hot. You look just like Terry Richardson. Like, how fucking stupid. It's the same shit is going on now. Like, was that shit successful because of brainwashing? Because they had, I mean, with a certain in-group, out-group, I think, or was it the sexiest? Was American Apparel the hottest shit that could have gone on? Like I said, everybody dressed like sort of like a preppy model from like a catalog in like the 90s. Baggy, white, acid-washed mom jeans, high-waisted jeans. Real fresh-looking, that guy haircut that's like, like his brother on, like Will Scarlet or his brother on Boy Meets World had. That guy that's like, whoosh, the Ryder Strong haircut. It's the hottest thing, is to have like a white t-shirt, tucked in, like a black belt, white jeans, mom jeans. Fanny pack. What's hotter than a fanny pack? I just don't get it. I don't get why our culture fixates on these, like, curiosities of bad taste or, like, ugly hot. Like, for some reason, our society is really into, like, ugly hot. It's not about, like, I mean, they're into hot, I guess, too, but, like, the really hot people are into ugly hot for some reason. Like, all the art people, they're into, like, ugly hot. It's like, come on. What's wrong with just being, like, cool hot? Like, Frankly Fabulous. I mean, you're watching the Frankly Fabulous private video diaries just for my subscribers only. Very exclusive. This is where it's at. This is where all the hot, cool people exclude all the lame, genetically inferior, uncool people who can't hang. People with bad vibes, the creeps, the chodes, the bros, it's just a strategy. You know, like hotness has a lot to do with your self-presentation, and it has to do, like I'm saying, with adopting these trends for some reason. You know, like if I started wearing everything that I saw was just like, okay, what's the thing I saw? Topo Chico. There's some drink. When I was at the reading the other day, I saw these people fucking drinking this drink that looked like a High Life. It was in a glass bottle. Topo Chico. It was in a glass bottle just like a High Life, and it was like a High Life is like kind of piss color or like gold. It's kind of like a reddish gold, like a wheat harvest. This was more kind of like a greenish yellow, or like a syrupy, like a corn yellow, or like a little bit more of a lime kind of yellow beverage. But it was in the same bottle, and I see all of these fucking hipster zombies drinking it on this rooftop. Like, literally everybody's got these, but they're kind of smaller bottles or something. I'm like, what the fuck is this drink? Everybody's drinking this like this is some trendy bullshit. I don't know what it is, but like that's just how these people think. They all move in group mind. The progressive, fashionable intelligentsia, they have to. Whatever the trend is, it's just like you have to. You can't do your own thing. I mean, if you're a trendsetter, like I'm sure probably some fuckhead in Bushwick started drinking this. It's a hard seltzer, I found out, because somebody tweeted about it. This person on Twitter had a great tweet about how the crypto... It's a campus. It's just a big campus. Where are we at? In New York. And they just move in groupthink. It's like, okay, so some fuckhead in Bushwick found this like in a bodega, or it's in one of like the, you know, kind of cool Mexican, you know, gentrifier spots where all the white people try to look cool and eat. Or, you know, all the art people try to like blend in. They act like they're not gentrifiers. Like the people in Bed-Stuy, like, come on. You think you're not a gentrifier? Like, how many fucking young... That's where everybody who doesn't want to live in Bushwick moved. They moved to Bed-Stuy. It's like, you're a fucking gentrifier, man. Like, you're an imperialist. You're a colonialist right now. You're stealing... You're displacing somebody. Absolutely. And you're drinking their beverage like you're a fucking native. I'm going to get this Topo Chico. Yeah. It's like an in-group, out-group thing. And they all do it. They all had it. And it's like, I see it. I could do that. But, like, that's not original to me. I mean, I participate in... I mean, like, okay, the kombucha thing. I didn't do it because it was, like, a trendy thing. I did it because it was, like, a dietary supplement. It's probiotics. It's... You know, I can't drink coffee. I can't really drink hot tea or anything. So kombucha. Plus with... You know, trying to regulate my digestive tract. It felt like kombucha was a good way to promote healthy gut biome or whatever. But this, okay, so it's a hard seltzer, I guess. Which, great. I mean, that's cool. It's probably good as hell, I guess. I don't know, but... to me, it's just an example. It's if it's not that, it's something else. You know, there's always some fucking thing everybody's saying. You know, it's memes. People like that shit. The kind of, you know, and I don't know. Maybe it does add. Maybe that is just like the most powerful shit. You know, when people come up with the, you know, like how a few years ago everybody was saying lit. Oh, it's going to be lit. That was the word of 2017. Oh, man, it's going to be lit. It's going to age people. When you're saying lit in 2033, people are going to be like, oh, yeah, that guy's from the 2010s. It's like saying dig it or right on or, something from the 60s. I dig cat. This is a cool cat. Like, nobody fucking says that anymore. Groovy, man. Nobody says fucking groovy. Rad. Certain people my age say rad. That's another 90s thing, once again. Late 80s, early 90s. Everything was rad. We watched all these fucking BMX. We were obsessed with BMX. Because as a kid, all you have is your bike. We weren't into skateboarding, but my brother had a dyno. He saved up all this money and bought this fucking dyno bike with pegs. He got pegs. I didn't even know what any of this shit was. He wanted to learn... He wanted to learn how to do, like, tricks or, like, I don't know, probably be some kind of, like, BMX racer. We had this game, Final Lap Twin. That was, like, a car racing game, but I don't know. There was, I think, Jack, there was this movie, Dirt Bike Kid, which I think starred the kid from Christmas Story, maybe. This is what I'm talking about, 80s. This was a movie that was on VHS tape, which is another thing everybody has all this affection for. Even though VHS sucks, to be honest. Like, as a technology, DVD is, I would say, DVD, at least you see the whole goddamn movie. You're not getting pan and scanned. VHS has an emotional and an analog quality that we have a sentimentality about, because once again, all of these things I'm talking about, just like how quickly the iterations of technology come, and how it degrades the eras so fast. 1992 was so different than 1998, which was so different than 2008, which is so different than 2012, which is so different than now. Like, because of, iPhone, and then, the next iPhone, and then, first we had dial-up modems. I remember we went to Incredible Universe and bought a fucking, I don't even think it was 56K. It may have been 56K, but I think we paid, like, a lot of money extra to get the 56K. Like, a modem at that point, I think, was like 14K or something. Nobody even knows what that is anymore. Now, what is a broadband speed? It's like, I don't even know, 200 megabytes per second or something. Dial-up. People know what that is, but, in a certain sense, I'm not that fascinated by these things, but our culture really seems to be fascinated by them. Like, everybody just fetishizes all of this shit. It's so stupid. Any dumb-ass, product from some obscure period of our lives, people have some kind of weird, or if you hit on the right thing, I don't know. Like I said, fanny packs, that's like kind of a hot, I don't know, it's become like sexy. Why? What the fuck is wrong with these people? I feel like I had a way different childhood. I was always like I was always judging this stuff. Like I remember fanny packs. I don't have like this Freudian sexual fetish for them like all the American Apparel people do. Like, what the fuck is hot about a fanny pack? Like, because it's so like lame and like, or like jorts, or short shorts. This has been like a huge thing of the sexual dynamic of our generation, or the presentation, I think, was liberating the thigh of men. Big hairy thighs and just man thigh, upper leg became like very hot around like 2010. Probably like it seems like a Tobias Funke thing. It was like a never nude. For some reason, him and those jorts, I think Arrested Development was so subtly influential on the white people of the, in the American Apparel kind of fanny pack, or I don't know, just the white people, the bourgeois white people, the smart white people, that, I don't know, the jorts, why are jorts so hot? I I guess because the implication is just like, oh, I just had to rip my jeans. And there's like ripping. That's kind of sexy. The strings like hanging down. That's kind of sexy. I don't know. I grew up around jorts. I'm a hillbilly. My Uncle Pat always wore jorts. That's part of it, I think, is like the joke of like redneck. Like, oh my God, like mullets. You know, everybody thinks mullets are so hot, and mullets are sort of about to have a comeback. Mullets, oh my God, so fucking funny and hot. And in the 2000s, it was the same shit. And it's like, really? Like, why not get a good haircut? Like, oh my God, I do actually. Like, why do we have to like act like all of this ugly shit is cool? Or why do people think it's cool? Why doesn't everybody look like Antoine Duanel? I don't know. Everybody wants to look like Dog the Bounty Hunter, or I don't know. If I showed up to the reading looking like Dog the Bounty Hunter, or Machine Gun Kelly, or Harry Styles. I mean, oh man. Don't get me started on this. You're watching Frankly Fabulous. It's the Frankly Fabulous private video diary. We're just dissecting it. We're talking about 2020, the year that wasn't. The year in review. We're just now getting to it. I don't know. It feels like we're just now emerging from 2020. 2020 really started March 13th or whatever when they canceled everything in the pandemic. And then it ended, I'd say, April 12th when I got my vaccine. When I moved here, maybe. March 1st, maybe that's when 2020 ended. The first day of spring, traditionally. And that's how a year should be. Our calendar makes no fucking sense. The year should begin in the springtime. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. We're just kind of recounting our adventures. And yeah, so I don't know. It did feel like 2020 was a period of time that just like melted, to be honest. But it didn't. We lived through it. It was just as long as any other year, and a lot of shit happened. And so now we're just kind of unpacking that, I feel like. It's like the effects are just beginning to be felt. You know, like the shock is only just beginning to wear off, and the trauma. You know, it's like when you cut off your hand or something. You know, it's like there's you can't. It's so surreal that your body like literally can't understand it. It's like it's in shock. And then once reality sets in, you start to feel the pain. We haven't gotten there yet. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. A lot of people have felt bad shit, you know, during this pandemic. But, like, I mean, also economically, this idea of taking people off unemployment and handing them their financial responsibilities at the same time that, you know, eviction moratoriums might occur or lapse or whatever. Like, it's not easy to make a living in this fucking country at all. It's in fact, it's like backbreakingly hard. Like, we are all in this psychotic Hunger Games where we just have to like work our balls off to even be able to afford to feed ourselves and sleep in a bed. And even then you don't get that much room. I don't think people are eager to return to that. Who could blame them? Fuck work. Let's never go back. Let's keep going. Let's prolong this into a general strike. You know, people are trying to click back in. Oh, we got to go back to the office. Oh, we got to get, you know, people got to go back to work. Oh, it's like, I don't know. The pandemic was meant to change the course of our toxic, extremely toxic. I mean, toxic is not a big enough word, shockingly enough, for society, our way of life. We are beyond toxic. And it's pointless, all of this hustle and bustle. The pandemic proved that, I think. Why can't we just hit like a happy medium, let's say? So yeah, I saw they're coming out with a new Jackass movie. Well, I mean, is this another cyclical fucking, yeah, it kind of is, but I also feel like it's their last hurrah. I almost didn't even want to look at the pictures. They had pictures of Johnny Knoxville and shit, and I was almost just like, I don't even know. I'm kind of worried. Like, those guys put themselves through so much shit that just, like, there's no way. I mean, he's got a whole full head of gray hair. He's not that much older than 50, I don't think. Although it's kind of insane to think Johnny Knoxville is 50 years old. Like, you know, once again, this is the time thing. And I think we're living in a kind of surreal period for time because, once again, the technology has changed so much. And not only that, but just like, it's all image technology and the realism of the images and the acceleration of that and the ubiquity of that and tracking our life through that. You know, the eras are so time-stamped and they're so brief. I mean, MySpace, boom. That was gone. Boom, you know, Napster, boom, that's gone. LimeWire, boom, that's gone. I mean, maybe this is just how life goes, but you know, as progress accelerates, or as population, you know, as you know, computer speeds accelerating, it's just like, it feels like things happen faster in the image stream, you know, of kind of like the phone. You know, when I was born, like I said, it was TV. It was 3 channels. Well, it was VHF and UHF, and then you had Nintendo. I was born the year of the original Nintendo, which, look at that technology. 8-bit, holy shit. Look at that now. That was the best they could do. And it's incredible to me that's still the best video games ever made. But I remember when 16 megabytes was like massive amount of like memory. And it's like, that's nothing. You know? Like a file that's 4 megabytes is just like, that's not anything. That's, you know. And that was one thing about the pandemic too, is on the one hand, our physical reality it's still moving as slow as it ever has, you know, like as far as our body, you know, like sitting in a room with, you know, the other people, or, you know, sitting talking with my mom or whatever. But then you're watching TV and you're consuming, you know, hundreds and, I mean, Jesus Christ, thousands of hours of images from all over the world, from all different opinions, different aesthetics, different eras, different, you know, everything. So you're and then you're on Twitter, and then you're on, you know, all these micro content, bites, you know, Instagrams, emails, YouTube videos, Marvel Cinematic Universe, just a slipstream of fantasy and just imagery from a fantasia of multitude of aesthetics and sources and fantasies for time periods, lands, clothes, stories. You know, we're sort of in a civil war between reality and fantasy right now, I would say. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, I guess. You know, the physical tangibility of your body and the reality of things, flesh, aging, days, sun going up, sun going down, the meat space we share, and then the hyperspace of almost the unconscious of the internet and the phone and the research, the constant barrage of images and that's almost like the economy in that, like, it's an artificial overlay over the reality. You know, the internet is not actually where things take place. As much as they want it to be, and as much as they act like it is, and as much as we act like it is, people are way more sort of performing for the audience within their phone a lot of times, you know, than the people in the room with them or the people on the street with them. It is an exhaustion. It is a a glut. But it's so mundane at the same time. I think a lot of the internet is about that. A lot of the memes and shit are just about the kind of low grade, you know, mixing the kind of limitation of the technology and the kind of ugliness, but making it something dope, making it something excellent. You know, like some kind of really crappy picture that like totally captures. What's the one picture of the kid like doing this and his veins popping out? How did that become a fucking meme? For some reason, that goddamn picture, I guess because it's just gross as hell, but it's like, I've seen that image probably 100 fucking times in different tweets. The internet just like plucks that stuff. I don't know why. That's kind of what's amazing about it. Even as it is this stupid, lame. Is the internet ugly hot? I don't know. I think there's hot people in the internet. But the internet's mostly just ugly, I'd say. Created by ugly people to get power of our society, which they did. Now we're trapped in their bad taste. Our identities are locked in bad aesthetic. Jail. You know, and all. Should I try? I should try and cut down on my you-knows. I think it's a way of like revving up. I feel like I have to keep talking to keep the ideas kind of moving and being created. And the you-know is kind of it's like a little gallop into the, you know, a little skip into the gallop. All right, it's the Frankly Fabulous show. Frankly Fabulous experience. You know, the MC, there it is. The MCU, these fantasy worlds, like we were talking about, they've become more and more wraparound, encompassing, more and more escapists. You know, you can really just go, you can decamp to World of Warcraft or Marvel or whatever the fuck your preferred, or all of them. You know, there's some, I think if you're just like a consumer of culture, of mainstream culture, let's say. But I don't, with comic book stuff, there's some idea that the identity is marginalized, like you're a nerd or something. So even though it's extremely mainstream, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like some kind of cultish nerd, like, you know, thing that you really hold precious, but is like generally considered by society at large to be some kind of like lame thing, which it is. But not because it's nerdy, just because it's like, it's just it's just a lazy, like, don't empower this. Don't let them get away with this. Don't support this. Like, this is not how all fucking movies should be made. This is a business decision. This is corporate filmmaking. This is them just trying to guarantee their bottom lines. It's predictive. They're trying to predict their income and guarantee a return on investment. They don't give a fuck about the movie at all. At all. And all the movie stars have signed up for it. But anyway, I mean, even these rich motherfuckers who think they're going to go to Mars and colonize this shit, maybe they will. I mean, I think, I heard somebody say that they think that there's not enough resources on planet Earth to, like, make the money that they want to make. If they can colonize Mars, if they can colonize the moon, they can process the resources there, and that will, help them get as rich as they want to get. And I don't know, maybe life on Earth is not sustainable with the amount of resources we have or something. Maybe that's part of their... It's escapist. It's people whose imaginations were formed by escapist entertainment. It's not based in... I mean, maybe we'll get to Mars. Fuck, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if all of the Elon Musk bullshit to get to Mars, if it never pans out at all. I don't know. I mean, if it does, great. That would be cool. It's not like my fucking hope for humanity, and it shouldn't be anybody else's. Absolutely. If he wants to do that, I think it's dumb that he's enabled to do that. It should be illegal, probably. It's different with Bezos because Bezos is like literally in all of our lives and is like destroying businesses and communities and people's and just like exploiting and it's a monopoly. With Elon Musk, I don't even know how the fuck he makes his money. It's all speculation. I mean, crypto's awful, but he's sort of divested from that. I mean, who'd have thought? Probably the most subversive thing SNL has ever done. Saturday Night Live has ever... I hate calling it SNL. Probably the most subversive thing they've ever done is let Elon Musk host because it literally tanked crypto. They let Elon Musk host SNL and the whole fucking Bitcoin thing bit the dust. I mean, it's still going to be powerful and shit, but he divested from it. Fucking Tesla divested from Bitcoin. And then the other one, Dogecoin, crashed. So bravo, Saturday Night Live. Good work. Subtly, politically revolutionary. I'm sure they didn't intend that at all. Probably not what they wanted to happen, but we're going to be wrapping up. I got to go get some food pretty soon. We'll do till 2 hours. I try to do 2 hours for my viewers. I love the little Frankly Fabulous out there. Keep watching. Tell your friends. Buy the t-shirt. We're going to be doing some live shows soon. So look forward to that. We'll get some new episodes coming at you from KGB Bar. Oh, God. Poetry. Should I talk about my date? I was talking about space travel. I don't know. I guess I don't need to go into it that much. It was nice. It was just nice. It was like probably the best one I've been on yet. Definitely. So I'm excited about that. And, I've been hungover all weekend. That's basically the story. I mean, the J-Lo, Ben Affleck thing, did I talk about that? Now there's all these pictures. I don't know. I guess that's a good example of everything that I'm talking about. Because J-Lo is sort of a product of TRL, Waiting for Tonight, and Jenny from the Block, and whatever. She was okay when she was out. I didn't really like her that much, but now in retrospect, I mean, I can appreciate how TRL was somewhat diverse, like J-Lo, Shakira, like, I mean, I don't remember a lot of Asian artists per se, but it wasn't just all white people necessarily, even though Carson Daly was white as fuck. And Britney's white as fuck, and JT's white as fuck. And they're exploited, definitely. And they deserve to be. They wanted it. But, okay, so J-Lo, she dated, talk about versatility. J-Lo dated A-Rod, Mark Antony, Ben Affleck, and P. Diddy at different times. Like, that's a pretty solid variety. I mean, kinda. The A-Rod, I mean, I hate A-Rod, but I think it's kind of cool that they went out in a way. They seem like, I mean, I don't like him. And like Jose Canseco says, I didn't really think J-Lo was probably A-Rod's type, maybe, necessarily. But it was kind of nice. They were together for a while, and it seemed like stable and kind of like I don't know, just like a good family almost type thing, like a more kind of adult couple. All the, I mean, not necessarily, but Affleck, come on. First of all, they made that one of the worst movies ever made, Gigli. So are they going to do another movie? Because they probably should. And like, what, their nickname was Benifer? Like, for real? Why these nicknames? These are so weird. What's the need for that? Like, the fucking, I guess it's a metaphor for how the celebrity of the two icons and the power couple coming together, like, it just, like, melds into this, like, unbelievable, like, what was it? It was Tomcat. That was a terrible one. Benifer, Brangelina. That was, like, that was probably, like, the number one, I'd say, celebrity couple, right? Brangelina. Was there another one that was like as iconic as Brangelina? I'm not sure. But Benifer, that kind of sucks if you ask me. I don't know. I don't know what else the fuck you'd call them, but J Fleck, I don't. Benifer is, I mean, I guess that's part of what people like about it. It's so stupid, I guess, but and just terrible. So they're back together. It's a fling. It's clearly a fling. I mean, fucking J-Lo just broke up with A-Rod, and everybody is having flings right now because of the goddamn pandemic. Like, literally, I'm seeing all these people hook up, and it's like, this is so dumb. This is, like, not... it's just like... I think we were, like... One thing that I will speculate about that perhaps I've noticed with women is like, okay, if in their day-to-day life pre-pandemic, they're probably getting a certain amount of male attention and maybe like dating a certain amount, and they're probably kind of sick of it and they're kind of cynical about it, and they're kind of like a little bit more, they're a little bit less forgiving, let's say. Then now, after a year of everybody kind of like, oh my God, not even seeing anybody, not being exposed to like catcalling necessarily, or like toxic masculinity hitting on constantly, although maybe that happened anyway, I don't know. But it seems to me, the girls that I've been on dates with anyway seemed like very nice and very like down to just listen and have a good time regardless. I didn't feel like I've been like super rejected, or, even in person, I haven't felt like I've been like super, everybody feels like they're being very nice and very easy. Not easy, but you know what I mean? Just like, as far as like easiness of kind of back and forth in conversation and things. And I think that's good. I like that. Um, I wish people would be more like that all the time. I hope it lasts. Um, but okay, so like J Lo and Ben Affleck, like first of all, this guy, he's a meme. He's another example of this like lo-fi kind of, I don't know, the him smoking and looking miserable and just kind of his middle-aged divorced, like, the fact that he's just kind of damaged. I don't know, for whatever reason the internet has keyed in on this and it's like hot or it's like a meme. Like the fact that Ben Affleck is kind of this mess, smoking and just like looks miserable. He can't carry his Dunkin' Donuts and shit, and like, I don't know. Maybe most people are unaware of this, but this is what I see on Twitter. This is like a meme or whatever. And he's post Jennifer Garner. That was kind of like a big thing. Don't they have kids? Probably, like they seemed like, I don't know. That's probably going to be the most substantial relationship, but I don't know. That also felt like a secure choice for him. Like I don't remember exactly who all Ben Affleck has dated, but definitely J-Lo was one of the women that he dated where you're kind of like, I don't know. He's just all over the place. Like he's one of those people in Hollywood that has kind of like, I don't know. I think that's what makes him interesting or like sexy, maybe, in the way that this has become a meme, because he's like had kind of like a whoa, like he's got tattoos and like he's got kind of like damage and like it's kind of sexy that he's like he's been to rehab and a lot of people counted Ben Affleck out, I would say, after like his career was basically done. After Geely and shit, he made a number of just like movies where you're just like, go away. But then he directed The Town and he won fucking Best Picture for Arco or whatever it was. And then all of a sudden, he's fucking Batman. Speaking of which, I just feel so bad for children who have to live in a world where Ben Affleck is Batman. Like, we got Michael Keaton and Val Kilmer was cool, too. Even Christian Bale is pretty cool. Clooney, okay, whatever. Adam West, great. But Ben Affleck is fucking Batman? I don't know. I guess so. Not what I would prefer. Robert Pattinson, that's pretty cool. I guess there's as many Batmans as there are Jokers at this fucking point. They're going to make another Joker movie. Joker 2, I suppose. So anyway, somehow Affleck is back and like still one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. It's like, Jesus Christ. I guess he's just kind of a bro. He's just kind of a Red Sox, liberal, baseball hat wearing, craft beer drinking, fucking dude everybody can relate to. He's sort of like the pre-Bradley Cooper. He's like a more interesting, hunky Bradley Cooper. But this thing with him and J-Lo, like, come on. She just broke up with A-Rod. Like, of course she wants to piss the guy off. And they're both narcissistic as fuck. They want to be in the media. They want to be in... They know what they're doing. Ben Affleck, at this point, he knows where he's going to get his picture taken. And, like, this fucking picture of them where they go out and he's smoking and she's doing, like, yoga or whatever. It's like, that is clearly, like... They want their picture in the fuck all over, because it's a juicy story. It really is. Like, I guess it's a distraction from the horrors of our world and the ways we're exploited and politically, violated every single second of our existences as these beautiful natural beings. But that's the stern daddy of our society, I guess, and we have to do what we have to do to keep things from going off the rails. But like, they're both both want their fucking, and it's juicy. It's like, it's a reboot. There's like everything now. There's nothing new. It's like, maybe it's time we revisit Frasier, or I think it's been long enough. Let's get Friends back together. They just did the Friends reunion. I guess they all look like shit. They all look like mega plastic surgery and Botox and shit, which, come on, I mean, it wasn't even like a reunion. It was just them, like, talking about shit, I guess. Like, come on, at least do, like, sort of an episode or something. I don't know. I mean, Friends was completely CIA psyop. It's called Friends, for Christ's sake. Like, how insidious is that? Like, they want this show to be your friends. They're not my friends. I don't have friends like that. I want to do a sitcom. I've got the perfect setup, like on Seinfeld, and Friends. This premise and the set, that's basically like, it's their New York apartment. That's it. That's where the show takes place. It takes place in the fucking living room of their New York apartment, and their friends come over. George comes over. You buzz him in. He comes up, sits on the couch. Friends, they're all sitting on the fucking couch. I'm like, well, I have a living room. I have a New York apartment. Let me set my cameras up in my fucking living room, and, like, I'll do a 3-camera sitcom. I'll have my friends come over, and we'll just hang out. I'll film it. We'll edit it. And that'll be the episode. That'll be the fucking, the Proctor show. Proctor. This is the Frankly Fabulous private video diary you're watching. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. So, yeah, I mean, they're clearly just doing it to piss off their exes. And because, it's a reboot. I don't know. This goes with the whole theme, is like, I don't know why this stuff is so, like, titillating or, like, appetizing, as just, like, even thinking about. The reason I use the word titillating is because, like, even thinking about, oh my God, they're going to do another fucking Star Wars with Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, and, like, just thinking about revisiting that, and we're going to see where those characters are. I don't know why this is such an enamoring idea to people, but it is. I think it has a lot to do with why we go for these fictional universes and these fantasy lives that will envelop us, because maybe there's a familiarity. I don't know. The idea of seeing Frasier, for instance, like if they did a fucking teaser trailer for Frasier 2021, where he's living in, I don't know, Austin, Texas, or Brooklyn. Where would Frasier live now? He did Boston, he did Seattle. Where the fuck are they going to take Frasier, man? I don't even know. Columbus? I don't... Miami? Maybe? I could see him doing Miami, I guess. Maybe Niles could meet him down there. Daphne and Rawls. I don't know. Are we going to see Frasier's kid? How are they going to film it? Are they going to film it like with digital cameras, like Arrested Development, or is it gonna be a 3-camera sitcom on a set like the original, like Frasier of the 90s? Is it gonna be a farce? It's exciting, right? They did a Mad About You fucking reunion. It's like, I don't know what I think the bifurcation between the analog era and the internet, and particularly Netflix and streaming, I think has invited and made a lot of these people want to revisit things. Like, well, I also think Trump, too. Trump kind of made people think, the world was going to end, and I think they wanted to do things that maybe they think they like Eddie Murphy going back and hosting Saturday Night Live. Like, that's something that, like, he probably wanted to do just to see what it was like. It's like, this was a part of his life. It was cool for him to sort of be away from it, because he was not a part of the Lorne Michaels thing. He was kind of a different, era, which is kind of unusual for Saturday Night Live, because Lorne Michaels literally has been there the entire time, except for that era, the Eddie Murphy era, and the Dick Ebersol era. But I think it just kind of forced everybody to be like, you know what? The world might end. We might fucking die. Like, I got to do this now. If I'm ever going to do this, like, let's do Mad About You again. We got to do it. Now's the time. You know, the world's going to blow up anyway. We're in a fucking pandemic. Like, let's do this because I'm afraid, frankly. Like, I need to clutch to something familiar. I mean, this is Truffaut. Basically, you know, this is Antoine Donnell. I mean, it is the greatest narrative idea. Proust, Kerouac. I know when I found out about it, I loved that. I loved the idea that the character's whole life was going to be in the book. You know, Proust, the book is his life. You know, Kerouac, the books are his life. Antoine Donnell was like, what, was that the first movie to do that? Or I know it's probably my most beloved example of that, where like they go with the character. It makes perfect sense. Why didn't they do it fucking before? You age with the character. It's beautiful. I mean, I guess that is like a cinema specific thing because you're literally seeing the actor. With like a novel, you can that's interesting too. But I mean, of course, all the things I mentioned are novels. It's only natural to want to see the character's whole life, I think. And I don't know, I think narrative is changing just like everything, but like this idea that these stories have to be like, this is the most interesting part of this person's life ever. It's like, no, I mean, if you got an interesting character, it's just like, it's kind of just about being with the character. And I don't know, once they build these brands, you know, you have loyalty to them. And that's kind of what they're doing. These networks and these massive, massive distribution and entertainment corporations. It's like they're trying to get these brands over with you. You know, you don't know what they are at first. You don't know what The Simpsons is. You've never seen it. It's something nobody's ever heard of. They got to put it on TV and they got to get you to love it. How do they do that? How do they get you to you know who the characters are and know what the catchphrases are and want to watch it next week and you can't wait to watch it? And Saturday Night Live, same thing. It's like, what are the characters' catchphrases? What's the hot character? Who's coming up with that? Who's coming up with Schwing or Party On or whatever? You know, who's the catchphrase? You got to brand stuff. You got to get it over. And like, television is good at that. Television is good at making things famous and endearing. And so, I mean, it's harder to do that through social media, I feel like, because it does take a lot of money and precision and clarity and a certain angle of attack, I think. You know, even though the networks are kind of dying, these are residual mega properties. You know, Marvel, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, James Bond. What, Amazon just bought MGM or whatever, so they're going to probably do a James Bond fictional universe and expand that character, James Bond Jr. So people have brand loyalty, you know, to Star Wars, to Marvel, so that to Breaking Bad, you know. So to expand the universe, I mean, it's easier, I think, to get somebody to go into a fictional universe they already love and are familiar with, and they can see more and learn more about it, and it creates this bigger and bigger, kind of more interconnected, richer, you know, troposphere of story and character and, you know, world map. And so they don't have to get over. It's like you already know Star Wars. Now they can just do, here's the young Lando movie. Here's the fucking, you know, Rogue One movie. Here's, you know, Baby Yoda. It's like, it's already over. And I don't know, like, people want the big popular myths. I don't know why. They're more individuated, they're more clarified, they're more branded. You know, like, what could be more branded than fucking superheroes? Like, costume, name, color scheme, its origin story. It's so succinct. It's so We all know Spider-Man. We all know what Spider-Man looks like. It's iconic. It's fashion, in a way. The costume, the package. It's a package. It's a mask. It's a suit. And it's branding, you know. They did it through this cheap medium, comic books, that they were able to get into public imagination. And now these huge, you know, media conglomerates will invest money into blowing up that vision to CGI, multiplex, HBO Max proportions, getting it in everybody's home. HBO is a brand that people trust. So how do you break new brands? How do you break, you know, how does Frankly Fabulous break? If you don't have huge... The idea being now that with social media, anybody can get through, but I think that's less and less true. I mean, I think that you have to pay for views. I think that is going to how it's, and it's going to create a whole different aristocracy. There's going to be an aristocracy based on people who can pay to get views, basically. You know, that's how the distribution will work. Facebook will charge you to promote your post. It's already happening that way. Google, you got to pay them to get higher up in their results. Like, you have to pay to play. I mean, sure, if people share your video, then it can go viral. But, like, I'm beginning to believe that these apps are burying you. They want to suppress that ability to just have things go viral of their own momentum, I think. And they want to select. And they do. I think they already are choosing what you see. And they know that that's where their power is. Just like the studios. I mean, it's just a different form of distribution. It's not movie theaters. It's not network television. It's apps. It's the same. It's attention. They're controlling what you're looking at. They're controlling what you see. I've noticed that, like my tweets, for instance, right? I used to normally get, they call it impressions. And I'm assuming that means when somebody sees it. I'm assuming that means it's in somebody's feed and they scrolled over it for at least like a second, you know. Maybe they didn't read it, but like it popped up on their screen. I'm assuming that's what an impression is. And I've got 304 followers, which has gone up. I've gotten actually about like 30 some in the last year. So the pandemic was not all for nothing. I've never added that many followers, I don't think, in 1 year. I've had about 270 followers for about 10 years. And I've got good followers over the last year. Real ones. Industry contacts. And just good tweeters. But, okay, so I used to get on your average tweet, I'd get at least, I'd say over 100 impressions, I'd say. That was like pretty normal. At least 70 or 80, but 100, I'd say at least. Now, literally, and that's over the course of a day or something, you know, or however long the lifespan of that tweet is. It was pretty it was definitely normal to get 70 or 80 impressions at least. Certainly nothing much less than that. Now, most of my tweets get like 28 impressions or like 35 impressions or maybe 40. And then occasionally I'll get a tweet that gets 100 impressions. And I mean, if you get retweets, you get a lot more impressions, obviously, because their followers are seeing your tweet. So it's not necessarily even about the likes, really. Maybe a like will like put you further up in the algorithm, but it's really about the retweets or just how many people see your shit to begin with, which I don't know what has changed or if anything has changed, but it does seem like they are choking your impressions and your views. You know, like my YouTube shit gets no views, literally 0 views. You know, my tweets, like I said, 30 impressions. It's like, I've got 300 followers. Maybe people blocked me or muted me. I doubt it. Maybe they aren't using it as much. I mean, I've definitely noticed people are using it less, but I don't know. It's a crisis. The attention crisis. Well, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to get some food. Thank you for watching the Frankly Fabulous Experience at 7 p.m. The private video diary. Life continues. Hope you're doing great out there. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Tell all your friends. Word of mouth. The internet is just word of mouth. They want to stop this truth. They want to stop I mean, I feel like I'm the only one against it all, really, to be honest. I feel like I'm the only one who sees through it the right way. But you be the judge. You be the listener. FLF. Private video diary.